Tonight's meeting of the City of Newburyport Zoning Board of Appeals for October 8th, 2024. We have a light agenda tonight with one public hearing, and that'll be followed up by a business meeting to approve minutes of the meeting of 9/24/24. Let's go around. I'll go around and introduce everyone, starting with Bud Shagnon on my right. I'm Stephen Delisle. This is Lynn Scow, Greg Bennick, Caitlin Sullivan, who's the planner, and Larry Junta, who is an associate member. And Ken Swanton is joining us remotely via Zoom. And Lynn Scow is also an associate member, I should mention that. So the voting members for tonight's hearing will be Ken, Mr. Shagnon, myself, Mr. Bennett, and between Lynn
I
and,
believe it's Ms. Gal, because you were absent at the last meeting, so it would be your turn to.
okay, so Lynn Scow will be our fifth voting member. So the way this will work is the applicant will present his application. We only have one applicant tonight. Once the applicant is done presenting, we will take public comment. If there is public comment, we will listen to the public comment. We will take any questions that the public offers. And then once the public comment section is over, the members of the board will ask questions, forming some of their questions from the questions raised or statements made by the members of the public. And from there, the board will deliberate and then present the applicant with a decision on the application. So with that, we will have Mr. Raymond Johnston begin his presentation.
Okay.
For 20 Lafayette Street, which is ZNC application 24-31. Caitlin, did I miss anything?
No, it's great.
Okay. Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, thank you very
the floor is yours.
much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm looking to demolish an existing structure. It's a single car garage. The existing structure is it's pretty dilapidated and it's starting to fall over, and it really needs to be either replaced or repaired. And I've chosen to go with the replace route. The idea here is that, or the reason I'm here is that the wall height is changing, and it's been determined to be non-conforming due to the addition of a dormer, which is considered to increase the overall wall height beyond what is permitted by the current zoning regulations. The proposed alteration would intensify the existing nonconformity related to the wall height due to the addition of the dormer, which increases the overall wall height beyond the allowable limit. However, no other nonconformities would result from this. The proposed alteration through increasing the wall height due to the addition of the dormer will not be more detrimental to the existing structure. It's a prefabricated structure, will maintain similar footprint, actually a smaller footprint at this point, to the existing garage, and the design will align with the aesthetic character of the neighborhood. And the use of this structure as a shed more than a garage is what it'll be, is what the purpose for it will be. And it'll have no increased impact on the neighboring properties or surrounding area. And it will add more value to the neighborhood, if you ask me, because the existing does not.
Okay, and that's the end of the presentation? That's okay.
Again,
We can, through questions or public
Right.
comment or the questions from the board, we can address other matters that members of the board wanted to discuss a little further if necessary.
well, I can talk to the site plan. So the site
Yeah,
plan
sure.
shows the existing footprint of the garage, and it's actually, that was found to be a bit over the property line. So now I'm going to be bringing it back over onto my side of the property line by about a foot. So this is going to be, it's a 12 by 20 currently, and I'm gonna go down to a 10 by 20. So that'll, my neighbor really doesn't care, but it'll be nicer for all of us to make, we'll all feel better that the property's on, the structure's on my property. Yeah, so that's that slide there. Do you want to go to the next slide?
Sure, absolutely.
This just shows the existing garage there right now. The existing garage, again, this shows it's 12 by 20 footprint, along with the existing wall height of about 7 feet 5 inches, and an overall average height of about 10 feet 8 inches. So I will be increasing the height a bit more, and that'll be seen in the next slide. So the overall height will go up to 12.1. The wall height will be at 7 foot 5, the regular wall height, but it's determined that the dormer creates a 2 feet higher, it creates the wall height a bit 2 feet higher than the natural wall, if you will. And that's really it.
Okay,
And it's going to be, we're going to demo that, and we're going to excavate and put a new concrete slab under it as well.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, we'll close the presentation and we will go to public comment. There doesn't appear to be anyone in the room here for public comment. So Caitlin, do we have anybody online other than Mr. Swanton?
We do not.
Okay, we will close that portion of the hearing and we'll go to questions from the board. Mr. Shagnon, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I've got one. I was struggling with the I guess it's lot coverage. Let me see if I can get to it. I think it's the last slide. Oh, you have it up. Okay, it looks like lot coverage max is 25, you're at 21.5, and it looks like it's dropping to 17.4. And I assume the difference is the shed you're putting up is smaller than the garage.
Right.
Is that the only reason it's dropping?
That's the only reason it should drop, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna drop by 2 by 24 2 by
40 square feet.
40, yeah.
So when I did the 40 square feet
Did I
against the lot, I can't make it come out, but if that's the only change,
Yeah,
that's fine.
okay.
That's all I had.
Okay.
It's the only question I had.
Ms. Stout, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So I guess you must have talked to your neighbor about this proposal?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have no objections?
No, not at all.
And have you spoken to any of your other neighbors or?
Yeah, our other neighbors, when they got the butters letter, a couple of neighbors reached out and said, we support it, and if we can go, we'll be there.
Okay.
I didn't get any letters of support, but nobody's here contesting it, so.
Thank you, that was my
Yeah.
question.
Thank you, Ms. Stout. Mr. Bennett, any questions?
Just help me again. Am I correct that you're here because the height of this structure is going from its existing height of 10.6 to 12 feet 1 inches?
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's what I'm told, yes.
That's
And
correct.
that's the intensification that we're
Yes.
talking about. Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Mr. Gunta, any questions?
I have.
Okay. I have one question that I'll ask you. With respect to the inside of the shed, is it a single story thing and that sort of dormer on the what is the south side is just for
Yeah.
light?
Yeah, the dormers is just for light.
Yeah.
That's all, and aesthetics as well.
Yeah.
That was my wife's.
It looks nice.
She wanted to make sure.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Absolutely. Okay.
I had one other,
Oh, yeah.
it's just internally. So it says the dormer is not exempt. What's the reason the dormer is not exempt?
It needs to be a certain distance away from the sides and the bottom, and this
Okay.
one's not.
It's not, so
Yeah.
it's too close.
So, right,
Okay, so
exactly.
there are
So
types
towards
of
the height.
dormers that would be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I just know some have come before us where it says this dormer is exempt.
Too close to the what?
That's right. See right here, this bottom, this,
It's too close to
Right
the
here.
ridge line. and
yes, right here, bottom edge.
I see.
It's basically
Because
flush.
Yeah.
they pushed it way up.
Yeah,
Because you couldn't, you couldn't do it otherwise, right? Because it's a small structure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you could almost make it flat, I suppose, and push it back, but.
it's
I mean,
a
shed.
prefab, so.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Mr. Swanton, did you have any questions?
No, I don't.
I almost forgot about you over there.
That's all right. Hey, what can I say?
Excellent. All right, with that, I think we can close the questions from the board and we can go into deliberations. Would anyone like to begin the deliberations. This is a special permit for non-conformities, so we would need to hit the 2 criteria for a special permit for non-conformities.
I'll start.
Yeah.
Well, I think we established that there's no new nonconformity. And it's actually, by moving it a little bit more into the lot, it actually is making the nonconformity better. And I think that, the second problem that we need to meet is that we find it won't be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing. And I think that this looks like a very nice design, and it doesn't seem to it takes up less space, so I don't find that it would be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, so I could support this application.
Thank you, Ms. Scow.
I'll go next. I agree with everything you said. I think it's a nice looking building. I do appreciate that you pulled it off the lot line. I think that's great. I think we would have struggled with leaving it there since we had a chance to move it. So now it's moved. The open space is better, the lot coverage is better, and it will not be more detrimental to the neighborhood. So I can support it as well.
Thank you, Mr. Shagan. Anyone else?
I endorse the comments of my colleagues and am prepared to approve the application.
I support the application. I think this is an improvement to your home and also to your neighborhood.
Mr. Swanton?
I concur.
Okay. And with that, we can close the deliberations portion of the hearing. And I would ask that a member make a motion to approve the application.
There were no sidewalks or
Oh,
trees.
yes, thank you. I was gonna ask Caitlin that. Yes.
No, it's
I
not,
didn't
it's
see
not a
anything in the
substantial
notes.
rehab of the
Okay.
property, so no.
Just so we don't have to add that.
I'll make a motion. I say that we motion to approve the special permit for nonconformities for 20 Lafayette Street.
Could I get a second for that?
I will second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion made by Ms. Scow, seconded by Mr. Bennett. We will now take the vote. Mr. Shagnon?
Yes.
Ms. Scow?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Swanton?
Yes.
And I, Stephen Delisle, vote yes, so that's 5-0 in favor of the application. The application passes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I hope I didn't encourage you all to come in tonight when you could have the night off.
No, it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Take care. Okay, and now the public hearing is over and we are into the business meeting. Andy's not here, so we will,
I got an update from him, he's not gonna make it.
okay. That will work for, I think, everyone here. So we have the meeting minutes of September the 24th, 2024. Any comments or, questions regarding the minutes?
They look great, as usual.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
yeah, that's just a voice vote, right?
Right.
Okay, can we give a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And with that,
Ken,
I got him. And with that, the minutes are approved. The chair is not here. I don't have any updates for anyone. Mr. Port is not here, so we will not be hearing his updates. So can we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Wait a sec. Can I just say one thing?
Yes, Mr. Swanton, please.
Yeah, thank you. I've been following this ADU thing. Rob and I went to the mayor had a housing thing last year and it came up and now it's a requirement from the state that we add ADUs. I had made the point last year that in-law apartments are one of the easiest things we see on the ZBA. And essentially what I think is happening is the city is looking at doing an ADU bylaw in response to a request the state is making that every city do this. But it looks a lot like our in-law apartment thing, and they were going to have the planning board be the approval granting authority, but now they've changed it to us at the ZBA. So I think if Andy was here, he'd be saying that, hey, you guys, if this goes through, you'll be in charge of the ADUs like you were in charge of the in-law apartments, and they're very similar. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. This is happening as we speak. And it has to happen by a certain deadline. The state is making the city council act on this by a certain time. I just want everybody to be aware that we have another thing we may be picking up.
Yeah, this is mandated. This is not a voluntary thing by the city, correct?
Right, it's mandated, right.
Deadline.
And
They
was-
make a lot of sense.
Deadline is
Very true.
February.
So pushy.
Very true.
You gotta have.
Right.
And Caitlin, one thing I was curious about in looking at the materials that Andy forwarded, with respect to I think it said that the setbacks and the other, zoning requirements are the same as what would be for the
Yeah,
underlying structure.
Yep, the principal structure.
Okay,
Yeah.
principal structure, yeah, thank you. Okay. I was confused about that.
Yeah. so we can hear from him next time. I just want to let people know this is very much happening as we speak. And hopefully Andy can tell us 2 weeks from now what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is very much in flux. There's new edits and versions, every other day.
From the council or from the state?
I think from everyone trying to, make sure it's the best we can put forward. The planning board has a continued public hearing on October 16th, so before your next meeting, so it might be worthwhile to listen in, to that discussion.
Okay.
So how will this impact like the R1, R2, R3, like, is this considered, can people rent these out?
Yes,
So it's basically creating
But
multifamily,
not a short-term rental unit. I
not
think
short-term
it's a-
rental
yeah.
unit.
but it's
Yeah.
basically creating multifamily zoning everywhere in the city then, right?
I mean, it's allowing basically one ADU per principal structure on the lot,
So
whether
yes.
attached or
So yeah,
detached.
it's making everything
Yeah.
multifamily.
There's a limit, Lynn, to how big they can be. They can only, I think there's like 900 square feet or a third of the existing house or something.
Whatever's smaller, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's right.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention it because it's very much happening as we speak.
Mini houses.
Ken, I thought that the permit granting authority was, at least in Andrew's memo in the planning board, so has it not been checked to us?
He sent 2 letters. He sent 2 letters. The September 9th letter, that was the
Right.
case. But a more subsequent letter, he changed his mind basically and said, it's the ZBA who handles all the these kind of things. So it kind of makes sense for the ZBA to do these. So that's where it is
I saw
now.
that in his memo, but that's not the bill hasn't been adopted yet, has it?
Yeah, right now it is with the planning board, as of right now, and I think the planning office is pushing to get it
Change it.
with the ZBA.
Mhm.
I bet they
Well, that kind of makes sense.
But that makes it, you all deal with nonconformities all the time,
Yeah.
and the in-law apartments was with you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, I just want to mention that. So I'm sure Andy will give us an update next time.
Well, it's a shame we couldn't have that update tonight. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, I would have confirmed it.
Yeah. So we're-
Anything further from the coast of Maine?
No, nothing. I'm building a house. I can't believe it. I'm learning all about, how to build a house, well, whatever. So I'll be back next week and in 2 weeks.
All right, well, thank you very much, and can we get a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second, anybody wanna leave? Okay, Ms. Scout, thank you. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And with that, the meeting is adjourned.
And I was laid on my own cord.
That's okay.